Ongoing protests tied to the Israel-Hamas war are spilling over at colleges around the country. But one of the first demonstrations happened months ago at UMass Amherst, and that ended in dozens of arrests.
Western Mass News reporter Reagan Lokri joins us live from campus, where many students are following the developments closely. Reagan, you even found someone who attended other out-of-state protests.
Yeah, that's right, Abby and Chris. I spoke to one UMass Amherst student who just got back from the encampment protest at Columbia University in New York. Now, he explains how that compared to the sit-in at UMass Amherst that he helped organize back in October. Happening this week, universities across the country taking a stand against the Israel-Hamas war. In New York, dozens of pro-Palestinian protesters arrested while demonstrating at Columbia University, as well as New York University and even Yale in Connecticut. We're told the New York City Police Department made arrests in Greenwich Village after protesters defied orders by the school to leave the NYU campus by the Monday afternoon deadline. Now, both NYU and Columbia have moved to remote classes. This comes several months after nearly 50 students were arrested at the University of Massachusetts Amherst back in October during a pro-Palestinian sit-in on campus. One of those students was Zach Leach. He tells Western Mass News his arrest did not discourage his pro-Palestinian passion, telling us seeing other students and universities participate in this movement has only inspired him even further.
I won't speak for everyone, but honestly, from what I've seen, I don't think that discouraged anyone at all. I think what we saw after October, being cracked down on both by the state and the school, just kind of invigorated people even more and showed people that there are so many people in power that want to silence this movement, and it is our responsibility to not let them.
In light of recent protests across the country, University of Massachusetts Amherst provided us with a statement that reads, UMass Amherst has a strong commitment to the free exchange of ideas and the legally protected freedom of speech, including demonstrations. We also have strict time, place, and manner policies that ensure demonstrations neither disrupt nor pose a danger to campus activities and the ability of our students, staff, faculty, and guests to safely conduct daily business. Meanwhile, one of the protest organizers from UMass, Arnesh S., tells Western Mass News he just came back from protests at both Columbia and Yale universities. He describes the students across the country participating in these rallies as fearless, calling this movement empowering.
It was awesome. We couldn't get in because they didn't allow anyone without Columbia IDs inside, but there were huge protests outside the gates and a massive police presence.
He tells Western Mass News the environment at Columbia was much different than at UMass.
At Columbia, it feels like there's so much more working class solidarity. People are more tuned into the real world and feel more like a part of it rather than isolated and kind of away from it, as I feel some people at UMass feel.
Now, Arnesh tells me that in a student government poll, 75% of UMass students voted for the university to disinvest in war profiteers, and he tells me he will continue to fight and push for change until the university makes those changes that they have asked. Reporting live in Amherst, Reagan Lokri for Western Mass News.